but everyone's reflecting your own thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions about yourself right back onto you. So flip the script, right? Take them off the pedestal, put yourself up there. Just, you have to be in this energy of like, I'm the shit. No shit, this person is obsessed with me.
Right. Hi, besties, and welcome to a brand new Almost Adulting, the largest self-love podcast and movement, your number one destination for personal growth and mental health. I'm your big sister and your host, Violetta. So today I have Sarah on my podcast. She goes by the Hot High Priestess.
Yes.
She's 22 years old, a Capricorn, tarot card reader, manifestation coach, TikToker, and entrepreneur. She's Ukrainian Jewish, like your host. She immigrated to the States just like your host. We both won the green card lottery. And she was raised in Brooklyn and just recently moved out to LA, which is why she's in my studio today. She studied education history in college and recently graduated, and now she does what she loves for a living.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming on. We already had a good amount, 40 minutes of discussion before we started recording the podcast because I had to read my cards.
Yes.
But today, not only is she going to give you some tips how to manifest things that you want, she'll also read your cards and then also read my cards.
Ooh.
Okay, so how did you get into all this manifesting and tarot card reading and all this stuff?
I think like it's interesting because our stories are so similar. Feeling like growing up, we didn't have control, right? And constantly seeking that in our lives. We were just talking about how I feel like I'm so in my masculine, even though I come across so feminine, because so much of my life I've just wanted to have that control. You know what I mean? When I was in, I want to say college, like when I first got into college, I was introduced to tarot. I was introduced to spirituality. And I was like, wait, like, this is interesting. Like, I can kind of be like ahead of everything, 2 steps ahead instead of 2 steps behind. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, I can know where my future is heading, but then also in a way like manipulate the future and control it, you know? And I did, and it worked. I became like obsessed with it because I was like, this is like what I've been seeking for so long.
And for people who don't believe in this stuff and whatever it is, I will say that in the end of the day, it's not magic, or even if it's real or if it's not real, it has to do with the fact that our minds create a reality. How we feel about ourselves is how we think people view us. So it's literally everyone else is a projection of our thoughts. So that means when you're pulling these tarot cards and whatever it is that helps you feel okay about yourself, especially if you're a control freak, then you feel like in control of your future, then you will potentially subconsciously create that future. So if you pull out a card and the card says, everyone wants you, then you're going to start walking around thinking everyone does want me. And what's going to happen in your mind is your brain will try to prove your mind to be correct, all your thoughts. So if your thoughts are nobody loves me, your mind will go back in your memories to remind you that no one loves you. But if you now think everyone is obsessed with me because the tarot card told me everyone's obsessed with me, then your brain will try to make it to be true. So you'll walk around and you'll start to notice the people are glancing at you, the people smiling at you. So then you'll be like, oh shit, the tarot card was right. Everyone is obsessed with me. And now you're just confident. So, you know, whoever doesn't believe it, that's on you, but I love it.
Yeah, it's so true. And honestly, I told you I was like studying education in college, and so many of the classes that I took were psychology classes. And something that we learned about was the reticular activating system, which is the system in our brain designed to kind of like filter through the things that are happening, like the stimulation in our environment. Because like if you think about it, we're experiencing so many things in our reality, but your brain has to like focus in on certain things. And when we manifest, what we're doing is we're telling our brain to focus on the path that will lead us to our desire. So for example, if I told you, if we were talking about like red Teslas today, suddenly you'd go outside and you'd start seeing red Teslas everywhere. And the reason why is because suddenly your reticular activating system is looking out for those things. Our brain is a program and we design the software, you know? So
Exactly. It's called the green car analogy. No, it's a red car analogy.
yeah.
And it's where you say, all I see outside, so let's say Tesla, all I see outside are red Teslas. And I say, I never see red Teslas, I only see black. And then the next few days, all I will see is a red Teslas.
Yeah.
That's probably why I always say I pull the Lovers card in my tarot cards all the time, and that's all I'm paying attention to on
Yeah.
accident. Like when I'm shuffling, I'm like, oh, Lovers, you see, I knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's one thing you wish the people understood better when it comes to manifesting?
I wish people knew that the most successful people I've ever met manifest. And the most successful minds of every generation were all manifesting. And they may not have called it manifestation, but to some degree, they were using their mind to alter their reality. And that's all that it is. Like, it's not, it can be this woo-woo thing. And to me, it is. To you, it is. But to a lot of people, it's just simply changing your mindset.
Yeah, my friend Logan Paul, he doesn't believe in all that stuff. He thinks it's so lame. But then when he hit a really a low and he decided at one point, I think he wanted to be an actor. I forget what it was. He said every day in front of the mirror, he would tell himself that he's the best and he's amazing and he's going to get the role that he wanted. And then it happened to him. And I don't think he realized, but he was actually manifesting.
Exactly.
That's literally what manifesting
exactly.
is.
We're all doing it. And the thing is that people don't realize is like we've literally manifested our current reality. We're always manifesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to believe in manifestation, but what got you here?
Because people also think manifesting is only positive things. So if positive things don't happen to them, that's what it is. Versus if I think that no one likes me or nothing's going well for me, I'm accidentally, my thoughts are attracting that.
Exactly.
When you're in low vibrations and it's harder to manifest, actually, that's the point where you have to look from within. Like I did shadow work, and low vibrations helps you figure out what's not working for you and how you can change it. So it's also good to be in those. You kind of have advice on how to manifest properly and what kind of role does intuition play into that?
How to manifest properly? I would say the bulk of manifestation comes down to like what you're focusing on in your day-to-day life and the stories that you're constantly replaying to yourself. Like, what are you telling yourself that your reality is and what it's destined to be? I would say that makes up the bulk of manifestation. And then there's the part of like using your imagination, visualizing, their self-concept, which is really important, which is what you believe about yourself is exactly what people will project back onto you. And I would say as long as you are aware of those concepts and you're utilizing them, you're going to manifest correctly. And when it comes to intuition, I think, well, what do you mean? Do you mean like, can we like counteract our own intuition?
Yeah.
Or yes. Like, I don't think like, even when I read the tarot cards, like that's not your destiny. That's where your current energy may be lying in, but it doesn't determine your destiny. You do, right?
Yeah.
And so you can alter the path, even though that might be the path that you're on right now. So your intuition will tell you, I have a feeling this certain thing is going to happen. And if you love that feeling and if you love that point of intuition, then like use that to guide you there. But if your intuition's telling you something bad is going to happen, that's not your destiny. You know, you can always alter it.
I like that. I like that thought that you can alter it. How can people tap into their own intuition to kind of enhance their experiences when it comes to getting a tarot card reading or manifesting? Do you have an idea?
I would say when it comes to intuition, trust your gut. Like, just trust your gut. Let your gut guide you. Focus on yourself rather than the opinions of other people as well. Like, if you're getting a tarot card reading or you see one on your FYP, like ask yourself, is this something that I want to control my reality? And if it isn't, just keep scrolling.
I've done that before where I randomly see a tarot card reading on YouTube that I search for. It's not actually random. That's when I know I hit a low and I need to chill out. But then if I click on it and she starts describing something and I remember I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. I made a mistake. This is not for me. And I stopped watching it because I'm like, no, I'm not going to start thinking that.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree.
Yeah. Oh my God. I do that all the time. I'll like search up like pick a card readings. That's how I got into tarot actually. And if it's saying something I don't want, I'm just like, this is not for me. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't claim. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't claim this. I don't claim this.
And people ask me too, they're like, you know, there used to be a time where people were like, your videos are so positive. Like, and I'm like, if I get a shitty spread, like I'm not going to post that. Or if I am, it's like it's just, I'm careful about what I put out because I know that it can subconsciously manifest into people's lives.
Yeah.
Or I'll give people like advice, right? Because there's ways of looking at a tarot reading and being like, it's never going to be like, your path is fucked. Like, you're fucked. Sorry, you're going to be poor. It's more like, just avoid these things. It's more so guidance, I believe, than it is destiny.
I also read that to manifest correctly, it's more about how you feel versus in your thoughts. So that I forget if you're more of a feeler and not a visualizer, whatever it is, that when you're saying whatever it is you want to manifest, if you suddenly just go back in your memory and think of a happy moment, even if it has nothing to do with what you're telling yourself that you're manifesting, then that's what's going to help you manifest what you want. Is that true?
Yes. Because imagine you're telling yourself, I'm going to be rich. I am loved and adored. I am skinny. And you're looking in the mirror and you're like, no, I'm not. You're looking at your bank
Yeah.
account. You're like, no, I'm not. Right. So it's like you can say all these things, but if subconsciously you don't believe them, then your subconscious mind is going to take over. It's going to overpower that. This comes down to feeling the energy, right?
Yeah.
Where focus goes, energy flows. And more so, it's like what you're actively feeling is what you're attracting. So what I tell my clients to do is to practice insane gratitude all the time. Because when you're in that vibration of gratitude, that's the vibration of attraction. That's the energy and the frequency of attraction. You can't attract when you're in a deficit mindset, when you're in a lack mentality, right? Something simple that you could do is like focus on the things that you already have attracted into your life, or the things that you're experiencing day to day. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful I got coffee this morning. You're in that frequency of gratitude. You're going to start to attract more of that into your life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we so often get caught up in being not grateful for things that we get. I remember a long time ago, I got this job and I was just like, it's so not fair. Why everyone else is getting such cooler jobs and this is a job that I get? And then I'm like, okay, V, you're showing the universe that you're not thankful for the fact that now you just got a job to pay your mortgage. So be thankful for this job and other jobs will come. And obviously, again, this is what helps me, my mentality to survive my life. But once I did that, literally a few days later, I got a new job. Whether or not if that's the case, but I got a job that I actually wanted to do.
Right.
Like I suddenly got a job from Valentino, and I'm like, okay, that's better. Even though they were paying me way less than what that brand was paying me, but still,
Exactly.
I just need to be thankful. And I remember that actually recently when I've been doing my shadow work, that's how I found her. It's because I was going through maybe my friend sent me a video of yours or something like that, but it was just about it. She will do it right now, but she talks about for 3 days just look in the mirror and say specific things about how much you love yourself and things like that, and how hot you are, and you don't chase your I attract. And I have that every day in my notes on my calendar, but I stopped saying it, even though it's every morning it shows up to say it. But then for 3 days I was like, okay, I'm in low vibrations and I'm just attracting accidental negativity, and no one's drawn to me because I'm repulsed by myself. So I said, okay, for 3 days, I'm going to say the mantras that she told me in the video to do. And then I did it. And I swear to God, by the third day, suddenly this vacation, the brand that I'm going to Saint Tropez, or already went, I don't know, hit me up and she's like, okay, I know this is last minute, but we're actually going to go in a couple of days. And it was just even that little travel, and suddenly I felt more confident in other things. And because I was like, people kiss the ground that I walk on. I don't chase, I attract. And I did it just for 3 days. And then I did it for the fourth day too. And for me, really helped. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Because by the second or third day, I started to believe it. And that was nice for me to finally feel better. Because for those 2 weeks when I was doing shadow work, I was just like crying. I would just randomly start crying. And I did not feel good about myself. And it was nice to finally, those 3 new days, just look in the mirror and be like, yeah, look at you. Why are you crying? Like you're hot as shit. I'm not talking about outside. I'm inside too. So it was fun.
Yes. We love a success story.
I know. So what mindset do you need to be in before we now get into, because I want you to give some manifesting mantras. So do you need to be in a specific mindset before you do these manifestation stuff?
I always recommend that you express gratitude before you jump into asking for anything. So like we were talking about, it's like kind of like when you give a gift to someone and they're like not grateful at all, you never want to give them a gift again. You know what I mean? So you have to express constant gratitude, not just for the sake of like being in the vibration of like attraction, but also to literally just show like, I am grateful for the manifestations that I've already received. I always recommend that the mindset you're in is one of already immense gratitude. When I was first starting my manifestation journey, before I would like say my affirmations or before I would like ask the universe for something, I would start by saying like, thank you universe that I have XYZ. And then I'd follow it up with thank you universe that I have 1 million followers on TikTok. You know, I'd followed it up with like the thing that I want. And it almost feels, because I just listed out a bunch of things that I already have, it feels so much more like I already have it when I say the thing that I want to manifest.
Oh, that's
Do you
really
know what I mean?
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I never thought about that because usually when they say about to manifest or to lie to yourself, quote unquote, you say things that you wish you had in the present. So then you're just pretending you have all those things, but sometimes it's not, doesn't feel right. So that's a cool way to trick your mind where you first list the things that you already have. I remember during the pandemic, I was not getting any work.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to stress out about my house mortgage when I just got my house. And I asked my friend who had more money than me to send me a screenshot
Of
of
her
her
bank
bank
account.
account number. And I
Yeah.
just kept looking at it and I kept trying to trick my mind to pretend that's what I have in my bank account. And obviously, it wasn't like the next day. I think it was a period of 6 months to a point where I started to forget that I ever wanted that. But eventually, that became my reality.
Yep.
But I remember every day I kept looking at it and I was like, oh, this is my bank account. This is my
Yes.
bank account.
Yeah. And so much of manifestation is just like the imagination. There's this one quote from Neville Goddard where he says, imagination is to see with the eyes of God. And that like hit me because I was like, literally, you're seeing like all the potentials of life, the way that God saw the universe,
That's interesting.
Isn't that crazy? It's
Yeah.
like God has the ability to turn the unseen into the seen, but so do you. It's like crazy how we've created things that like weren't in our reality once.
Yeah.
Imagination gives you access to that
Yeah. The only
possibility.
scary part is that there's how we create our own reality. So there's the people who walk around positive, but then there's the people in the low vibrations who create their own reality, which is
Mhm.
actually not healthy and not good for their mental health. Because I had a friend that her reality, we were best friends, and her reality was constantly not making sense. And
Mm.
eventually I had to stop being friends with her because I was like, I don't know which reality you live in, but these things are not happening. And it's very sad. It's not even just the angry part of how they end up treating people around them,
Right.
including how she treated me, but it was just sad when you love someone
Mhm.
and you know that you can be as kind as possible to them or the
No.
people around them, but they may see a completely different reality and now you don't know how to interact with this person.
Yeah.
It's so sad when and they're not self-aware enough to do the work on themselves.
Yes.
So
Oh
that's the
man.
worst part.
Yeah.
So if you're in low vibrations, do shadow work, like figure out what you need to work on yourself. It's 99% of the time it has to start with you before you can point fingers at other people. So even if everyone around you is shitty, instead of saying everyone else is shitty, you kind of look from within really quick and be like, why am I accepting this type of love? Right?
Ooh,
Why am I
yes.
surrounded by
Mhm.
only shitty people? Does it make me
Mhm.
feel better for some reason? Or are they validating how I feel about myself and that's why I'm around them? Why are these the only people I attract? Like, so it does always start with yourself because once you feel better about yourself, then you would not allow someone who treats you like shit to be around because you respect yourself too much. So you
Yes.
never, if someone called you then an idiot, you'd be like, you know what? I'm not interested in being spoken to like that. So we don't need to be friends.
I talk about this all the time with my mom because like she was calling me up being like I'm so disrespected at work, da da da, and then I'm like, but there are people in the workplace who are being like highly respected, your boss, whoever. It's because they walk around with this identity of like I'm the shit and you're going to respect me because this is who I am. And you could take two people, we're both like the same individuals, but everyone treats them differently. Look at Kylie Jenner, how people treat her versus a random person on the street. It's like, I mean, like,
It's funny, I
but
know.
like, it's
Yeah,
true if you think
yeah.
about it. It's like, why do certain people get treated like that? Like, just by nature of who they are. And there's this concept called like the Marilyn Monroe effect, where like she would like turn on this like persona of Marilyn Monroe and she'd go from who she normally was to Marilyn Monroe. And suddenly everyone on the street is like recognizing her and da da da. I don't know if you've ever tried doing it, like leaving the house and being like, today's the day I'm getting recognized or whatever.
I don't not recognize, but I've done so much work on myself that I do. It's very important. Like when I walk in the room, people do notice, but
Right.
it has nothing to do with my looks. It doesn't matter how good or bad I look. Even my sister, we were at the mall one time with my sister, and my mom, and I went to grab my coffee. My sister said, "It is so weird how you just walk and like everyone stares at you." And it's because I walk with my head held high, and I think I'm the shit. Even if I don't believe it, I tell myself that until I believe it.
Yes. Yeah.
So
And
I
I,
didn't realize it was a Marilyn Monroe effect.
yes,
That's
it's
so
so
funny.
interesting. Yeah.
I thought it was just because I'm a Scorpio.
I love it.
Okay. So I think let's dive into it now. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to dive into it, and we're going to help you now basically get someone fucking obsessed with you.
Oh shit.
They're going to obsess all over you. So whoever you're currently thinking about that you want to be all they think about, the first person on their mind, the most attractive person in their head, even if you've been ghosted by them or there's currently just no contact, she's going to tell you what you need to do in order to get them back into your life. Go.
You're going to take this person off the pedestal and put yourself on the pedestal, okay? Because the entire world is you pushed out. So what you're showing the mirror is exactly what will be reflected right back onto you. So if you want to get that person obsessed with you, you have to be obsessed with yourself, right? And so for the next 3 days, you're going to tell yourself affirmations like, I don't chase, I attract. I get what I want when I want. I am always the top priority, and I'm always the first and only choice. I have people kiss the ground that I walk on because I am that bitch. But seriously, even if it feels like you're pretending, you've got to try it and tap into that frequency of like, I'm the shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm that
That's what
bitch.
I was doing for 3 days, and that helped me. And then I started to add things that she included in her video, like, I am the most attractive person in my crush's eyes. Like, he's literally, like, it's so sad. Like, I would start looking in the mirror and I would be laughing and be like, it is so sad how much he, like, wishes it was me.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
he wants me so bad. Like, he's literally has never been attracted to anyone else more than he has with me. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It works. It fucking
works.
works.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, it's like the way you start viewing yourself, like you'll start to see it like happen overnight. How like people are starting to like view you differently just because you genuinely view yourself that way now. The way you carry yourself changes. Something about the energy in the air changes. And like their actions towards you will start to change too.
Because people want to be around you more when it looks like you know something they don't. So it's
Yep.
like, how's that person always so confident? How's that person walking around like that? I remember a long time ago, years ago, I went to this party and I just stopped talking to this guy. And obviously I stalked him to see who else he was talking to. And he was talking to a new girl, beautiful girl, great girl. And I walked into my friend's birthday. She was there. So I recognized her and I knew in my head, oh, that's the new girl he's talking to. She's so pretty. I wish I looked like her. Okay, V, just don't focus on her. Don't be weird. She didn't do anything to you. Just try to have fun. So then I forced myself to have fun. So then I started introducing myself to, because I came by myself, I was go parties by myself. I started introducing myself to new people, and I tried to be the life of the party because I was trying to not think about how sad I was over my breakup with this guy. And I even introduced myself to her, and I was really friendly, but of course I didn't spend too much time with her because that make me sad. But then when I was saying bye to everyone, I was leaving the party, she goes up to me and she goes, by the way, like, you are literally the coolest person ever. Like, I wish I could be like you because you're just, how are you so confident? Like, I wish I could be like you. And I'm thinking, like, are you joking? I stalked your pictures 75 million times. Like, I wish I could be you.
Yeah.
I didn't say that day. But I was like, what? Really? That's so crazy. Because in reality, I was sad, but I walked around like the most confident person in the party. And that's the vibe I gave off to everyone else.
Yes. Everyone's reflecting
insecure.
you. Yeah. Well, that too. Yeah. It's true. Like people will start to completely change the way they treat you when you start treating yourself the way you want them to treat you.
Exactly. So that's affirmations that you will do for 3 days. You can do that. And then there's another one that I love. I've done before, but to myself, but you can also do it with a lover that you're trying to get. So what is the love letter method?
Oh, okay. The love letter method is so cute, and it's one of my methods personally that I came up with. This works really well, so I'm warning you if you're going to do it, it's going to work. It's going to work fast. Essentially what you do is, cuz we've learned what self-concept is and the fact that everyone's reflecting your own thoughts, beliefs and assumptions right back onto you. What you're going to do is you're going to pretend that you are now the person that you're trying to manifest, right? And you're going to pretend that you are them writing a love letter to yourself. Okay? And in this letter, you could write like, oh my God, like I can't stop thinking about you. Like I love your eyes. I love this about you. There's no one in this world that compares to you. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that letter under your pillow, sleep with it for a night, read it to yourself the next morning, and watch what happens.
Okay, you guys have to try and tell me if it works.
Let me know. DM me.
Okay, I love that. So that's the love letter method. if I wanted to manifest something else overnight, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried the love letter method, but for some reason, he just didn't get my mind call. But if you're trying to manifest like the text that you haven't gotten, or if you're just busy with living your life, you're not only obsessed over boys calling you, but you're just looking for good news or something good to happen, that deal to close, whatever it is, what should we do?
So I'll say one of the most effective methods that I've posted on TikTok and like just in general, this has been like consistently the most effective method for people who watch my videos and stuff would be the whisper method.
Okay, so the
Which
whisper method is amazing, but before we get into tarot card readings and all that, I will say, remember what you said in the beginning, how
Mhm.
don't overly obsess then over getting that promotion or getting that text or over that person that you like, and then doing all the manifesting words and all that stuff every single second and always thinking about them, because then none of that is actually going to work, because you're putting them, like she said, on a pedestal and you're
Mhm.
obsessing over them versus trying to attract them to obsess over you. And it's kind of this analogy that I gave a long time ago on my podcast, where it has to do with the phone call analogy, which is your mind and your
Mhm.
thoughts. So if I can't stop thinking about someone else, I'm not hanging up the phone. So it's like a house landline. So I'm holding up the house landline. If you remember, if you were born before 2000 and you used to have a house landline, you pick up the phone, and when someone else tries to call you, the line is busy. So if I'm constantly just obsessing over that one person because I want them to obsess over me, then I'm not allowing them to think of me because the line is busy. So I have to hang up the phone. I have to think my thoughts. Of course, that person's obsessed with me. And then I have to release it and then let the universe handle it from here. So I can actually have to think about other things and live my life. And that is when the line is now free and you can call me, and now your thoughts will be directed towards me.
That was amazing. I
Thank
never thought
you.
of that analogy, but that's so genius.
Thank you.
Wow. I would add like you want to be thinking like what would the version of me that already has the desire do? How would she act? You know what I mean? Like would she be sitting there obsessing over the guy? Would she be sitting there like, "Oh my god, like when is he going to attack?" No, like you've got to act like that version of yourself today. You've got to act like the version of you of who you want to be right now. So, I would say if you're really desperate to manifest something, first of all, you're not desperate for it because it's already
In the cards for you.
inevitable.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I would say start thinking, I call this a mental diet. Start thinking about the thoughts that are going through your head, the things that you're consuming, and think of them from the perspective of the version of you that already has it.
Yeah, which is easier said than done, but
It
that's why
is.
I think me being a visual person, saying things to myself, just complimenting myself in front of the mirror, or my friend who's more of a visual person where she writes it down, she does a gratitude journal every day, those things help. And she
Yeah.
said even when she's having a bad day, if she just sits and opens a journal the days she really doesn't want to do it, and she just writes like, I'm thankful for V being my friend. If we're on the phone right now, I'm thankful for a roof over my head because I just had to move out and my friend randomly told me I can live with her. So things like that. And then she's like, you know what? Life isn't that bad.
Yeah.
So just a little gratitude that you can do. So now, affirmations. You have this one video where it's you tell them people to try for 21 days to better their life and not only attract the one person that they want, but basically just attract the better life, the people around you that you want, the job that you're looking for, and all that. All right, so let's give everyone the affirmations that you should say for the next 21 days to just attract overall abundance and a better life for yourself, whether it's attracting more money, attracting the your crush, and so on. So,
These are some of the best ones, guys. So seriously, write these down. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. The partner I seek is also seeking me, and I now release any blocks that are standing between us. The right eyes are always on me. Opportunities are handed to me. Universe, show me how it gets even better. Oh my gosh. It's so good. These work genuinely. Like the partner I seek is also seeking me. That one, like I've attracted some crazy shit saying that. And I don't chase, I attract. That's just an infamous manifestation affirmation.
like I said, be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure it's someone you actually want. But the whisper method is probably the best method to try. And that one will really get that person obsessed with you. We're going to do that. She's going to tell you about it at the end of the episode. But again, unless you really want this person obsessed with you, don't do it because they'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? When I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I did not know anything about manifesting or anything like that. I think some people are more intuitive than others, whatever it is. But there was this guy that I had a crush on. I must have been 12 or 13. There was this guy I had a crush on, and he never knew I existed because he was like this super popular guy.
Yeah.
And I went through the yearbook and I cut out a picture of him and me. And then I took a red string and I wrapped around our pictures together. And then I just said something to myself, like how he's obsessed with me or in love with me. And then I burned the pictures.
Oh my God, you're a witch.
I was like 13. I burned the pictures and I threw it in the trash till it fully burned. And then I went to school the next day and I didn't think anything of it. I was just, I don't know even how I thought of doing that because I didn't see this anywhere. It just randomly came to my mind to do that. Like I didn't even think of the fact that I'm using a red string that actually means something. I just had one around. And I remember when I went to class that day, as I was walking to my class, he said my name. And this guy did not know my name before. And he was like, and my Israeli name, because I was in Israel, I used to go by Vital, which is my nickname since my full name is Violetta. The shortening for it in Israel was Vital, how you guys would say it in English. But anyway, I was walking to my class and he goes, Vital. And I turned around and I see that guy speaking to me and I go, what the hell? How does he know my name? I was like, hey. And he goes, are you going to the field trip later? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, we're in the same class. So, and he's like, we are? And I was like, yeah, so I'll see you. He goes, okay, cool, I'll see you on the bus. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh my God.
Then on the bus, he wants to sit next to me. This popular guy. I'm not popular yet. On the bus, he wants to sit next to me. Then in the field trip, it was a overnight stay. So he became like a little too obsessive around me. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
But then when we went to sleep, me and the girls were all sharing this like room, cabin. He started knocking because at one point he got too much and I was like, okay, I need space. He started knocking on the door and he started yelling my name, Vital, בבקשה, אני צריך לראות אותך, which means like, I have to see you, please. And he woke all the other girls up in the cabin and they started to get pissed at me and they were afraid too because he was knocking so hard.
Yeah.
And he's like a really big guy. So I was like, okay, sorry. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I just have to see you. I just can't stop thinking about you. And then we sat next to each other and he kissed me. And I was so mortified that I ignored him for the rest of my time in Israel before I moved to America.
Oh my God.
But
talk about a damn, what the hell?
But
be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, when I got older, allegedly, maybe I tried that again and it didn't work.
Shit.
But I try not to do witchcraft like that. But that was weird. Like, what are the odds?
What the hell? Oh my gosh.
I know. We're gonna dive into tarot card readings, and she's gonna give you guys a reading first. Or should you give me or them?
Up to you. You or them?
Let's do them because they'll be faster.
Okay.
Okay, so before we get into it, what is the basic principles and philosophy behind tarot card readings?
It picks up on the current energetic frequency is what I believe. Current energetic frequency. So it'll give you insight into what your current path is leading you down, but that doesn't determine your destiny, like I've said before, you know? So you have complete autonomy over your fate, but it will show you like sort of where you're currently headed. I mean, I like to use tarot's guidance, really, but yeah.
Got it. So then that means that maybe that's just the energy you're sitting in, but you can still change this. And that's why a lot of times tarot card readings are always changing. But if you're in low vibrations and you're feeling bad about yourself, and you think everything's going to suck, then you pull cards because that's the tarot cards are feeling your energy.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me before. If I do my own readings, I get cards I don't like and I'm like, no, I don't claim this.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is true. It does happen.
Yeah.
You got to get through it to get over it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a reading for the audience. So let's give them a reading. What would you say the one type of reading you get asked for to do the most?
Love readings.
Okay.
Always. Okay.
How many cards do you pull?
As many as I need.
Okay, so we're going to do, whoever is currently out there, and I'm going to then stop talking.
How about I just see what the general energy is that I'm picking up on? Okay, let's see.
Love reading.
Love reading. Okay. Spirit. Ooh. What is the... Ooh, okay, eight of wands. So there's movement. Let's start with that. There's movement. There's something coming in. High Priestess. You knew exactly what it was the second I said it. So whatever the first thing that popped into your head was, hey, maybe some of you guys are crushing on me with the High Priestess. But no, so I feel like it's like a very intuitive thing where you're like, I already know they're into me, or I already know this is going to work out. Or maybe you're already like, your intuition's already like, you're like, I just feel like this person is going to be my boyfriend, or I just feel like there's a future with this person. Your intuition is right. And there is movement happening towards your intuition.
Say the first card that you pulled, since the camera probably won't be able to.
The Eight of Wands and the High Priestess.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I love it. Ooh, the Moon reverse. So I feel like the energy I'm getting is you guys are being a bit secretive about the way you're feeling. Like it's not fully, like it's obvious, but it's not said. It's like, it's not like show, it's like show, it's not show and tell. It's just like, we know.
Or you think they know, but they may actually not know what's going on.
Right. It could be that. I get the feeling that it's like unspoken emotions. But like you guys are waiting. You're very much in your divine feminine energy right now, kind of waiting for them to take action, which is probably why there isn't maybe as much movement, or hasn't been as much movement, because you're very much in like the receiving and waiting energy right now, the waiting period with the Four of Cups here. So you're kind of like, maybe you've been contemplating a lot, like what to do or what the next step should be. Maybe you've like typed a message, deleted it. I'm getting a very much like waiting period energy, but with the Eight of Wands in the beginning, things are picking up. Things are moving fast. Like things are about to happen. So get really, really, really excited. I'm like really fucking excited for you, because it's giving like, you know what I'm seeing intuitively? You calling up your friends and being like, you won't fucking believe who just came over, or you won't believe what just happened, or where this guy took me, or whoever the fuck. That's what I'm getting. The energy of, oh, the devil. The devil is very sexual. So,
but it's upside down.
But it's upside down. To me, that signifies, ooh, the Tower, huh? Interesting. You may be conflicted on, for some of you, this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but some of you may be conflicted on if this person is using you for your body. And I'm not necessarily getting that to be the case, but I am getting like that might be an energy you deal with, or there's some sexual trauma type of thing that you're dealing with that's unresolved. It feels very like there's something in that department that's unsettled.
Is that the devil upside down, or is that the Tower?
Like both.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting. Let me see if I can clarify this.
We're going to look for supporting cards.
Yes. Ooh. What's that? Some of you may use your body for attention, or you feel like you have to post a thirst trap to get them to text you, something like that, because the Ace of Swords is reversed, which is usually about communication, and you feel like you're not getting the attention that you want per se. And so you're like, how can I like get this to move faster? Like, do I need to like use my body or post this photo or what it is? And it's like, I'm just getting like, it's gonna pick up. You just have to give it like a second to breathe.
And what I'm getting from this is the fact that because you're not being obvious about your feelings, it's unsaid, you're using your body or doing all these thirst traps, hoping the person will read your mind, versus just being like, hey, I actually like you and I want to date you, versus look at my tits.
Yeah, literally.
They're really nice.
Yeah, literally. Okay, let's see what else. What else is coming their way? What is coming their way? Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have been dealing with like a ghosting energy in your life, in your love life lately. And it's really annoying. And for some of you, this is actually having to do with daddy issues with the Emperor here. Honestly, on brand. But like, seriously, I feel like you have abandonment issues, some of you. And that's like, this relationship is actually testing exactly that for you. Your
So
abandonment
repeating
issues.
a pattern.
Yes.
Some of the people listening.
Yes. And this is the test to overcome that. Like, this is the final purge, the final step. Like, are you going to come to the conclusion before it's even been like determined that people are ghosting you, that you're the
Right.
kind of girl or guy who's like ghosted and abandoned? Or are you going to assume that that's just not who you are anymore?
Exactly, because the devil card, the whole point of getting a devil card is that it tricks your mind into believing that things are worse than they actually are. So you don't let the devil on your shoulder lie to you. And the tower card can be good because the tower card is telling you you're going through these lessons that you have to go through to get to the other side. So,
And it's interesting because the devil upright is about codependency. And so you may, because of your daddy issues or whatever it is, you may have had codependency issues based on the way that you were raised. And you tend to fall into codependent relationships. And it's like you're tearing that down, like that whole, like you're breaking the chain. So that's what I'm getting. But this relationship is testing you in a good way.
okay, so this might be a lesson, not a love forever for people,
It could be.
or it could be. All right, so are we done with them?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yay. Text me if that or DM me if that resonated.
Yeah, DM her if it resonates. And since she obviously, are you taking any new clients right now?
You guys can grab my workshop. My manifesting workshop is fire. So if you want to manifest that man's or whoever, go get it.
Okay, so now she's gonna do give me a reading. So I'm gonna think of what I'm thinking about.
Is it love or just?
It's love.
Okay.
But it's not exactly what you think it is.
Okay.
Oh, I love when I get that card.
Which one? I know, the Two of Cups. Well, maybe that's a sign.
I'm thinking about two people right now.
Oh,
so I'll just say that. I'm thinking
shit.
about two people and I want to get answers on it. All right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna think about it.
Okay. Spirit, what does Violetta need to hear? That's so interesting. There's a lot of anxiety surrounding the situation and overthinking specifically. But with the Three of Wands, there's this energy of progression, of movement. There's this energy of like foreseeing what the future could be and actively like things happening towards that direction. There is an immature energy here though. With
Immature?
the immature.
That's me.
Oh shit. There is an immature energy here that's, I don't want to say blocking the progression, but that's kind of what I'm getting. You know what I mean? And it's like a battle of the self more than anything. What else do you need to hear? You've got options though.
Well, I am trying to ask about you guys.
Yeah, well, the Seven of Cups is about options, but it might be like, I could even see you having another option come in soon.
Technically, I have a third one, yeah.
Oh, shit. She's
But-
got options.
You know how I feel.
Yeah, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh my God.
Okay, then I know. my answer.
Fuck, the lovers.
I always get this in the lovers.
Oh my-
Every time I do my tarot card readings recently, I always get
the Six of Cups.
Six of Cups and the lovers card, and that gave me the answer I was looking for.
Well, there you go.
So, but explain to them what I mean.
Well, the Six of Cups is more of like a childlike energy. It's a nostalgic energy too.
So someone from your past can be
Yes.
coming back into your life.
Yes. Yeah.
The lovers card is a soulmate card.
Yes. So there you go. Oh my
So
God.
What does that mean? But I am being childish in general.
Well,
I'm
yeah. So
blocking myself.
right, that's the blockage. And you do have options, and I think it's actually really important in your growth right now to explore or have explored those options. But ultimately, the lovers comes down to the Six of Cups energy, which is the past energy, which is oftentimes in a tarot reading, the Six of Cups signifies an ex or a past lover. So that's what we're seeing here.
Aww. Wait,
Oh my
take a picture
God,
so I
take
can
a picture.
remember.
Yes, of course. Oh my God.
Sweet.
Oh.
Fuck this guy. But wait, what about those swords? What does that mean?
The Nine of Swords is a very anxious card.
Oh,
Or uncertain, it could be, but yeah. So
I would say I'm constantly anxious because I always want to do the right thing. So I genuinely one of those people, I don't like having options because then I always want to make the right decision, and that's what I always end up blocking myself when it comes specifically my love life, because I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to go for the wrong person. I'm always like, what if this is not my person? And then I block myself from that, and I don't get to enjoy dating because I'm just constantly anxious thinking, well, if they're not right for me, what am I doing
Right.
versus I have to get to know these people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the same girl. So
Is any anxiety coming from my lovers, or is it just for me? I do feel like everything's more up to me
yeah,
with all of them.
I would say so. Yeah. But ultimately it looks like it's headed in a really positive direction.
Aww.
Like the lovers to come out during your love reading. I feel like that's so like.
Didn't I tell you I always get the lovers card?
Yeah. What are the odds? That's so
I know.
amazing.
And I always get this one too.
Aww.
At least we've been getting something else constantly in our readings. Basically, I've been getting the same card, swords, seven, is it seven?
Seven of Swords.
Seven of Swords reversed. And then she read her cards for me before she came to my house just to get my energy, and she pulled that card. And then when she came over before we started recording the podcast, I said, okay, give me a card or two, and she pulled that card again. And I was kind of nervous, but it just means that someone maybe is deceitful about their feelings for me, like they like me more than they're saying, versus they're being unfaithful or a liar or whatever.
Not seeing the full picture.
Yeah. Should I do one last one just in case?
Okay.
Should I pick it?
Yeah, you can if you want. Do you want to show?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Do you want me to pull a card?
Oh, the strength card.
All right. Can we connect to? Ooh. Okay, so that's maturity. That's so wow.
King of Cups.
King of Cups is you're going from the Page of Cups energy to the King of Cups to end the reading. So that's like the renewed, the mature version, the final stage version of the Page of Cups in the suits.
Yeah, so that means I'm trying to grow. But I will say one thing that's important for everyone to remember is when you do, whether it's your partner or you who decide to change for the better or to work on your things, make sure that you are changing for yourself, because you want to end the pattern, and you're not changing for your partner, because that will never last, or your partner changing for you, because then that's just a mask and someone pretending to be someone else for someone else versus that. So even right now, I want to be better for the current person that I do have the most feelings for, that I'm considering being with. But it's not just for that person. It's me seeing myself and what I didn't like in myself and how it affected someone I care about, and me wanting to be better in general because I don't like who I see in front of the mirror.
Right. Relationships really, and that's kind of interesting with the Lovers card. It's like a mirror image of each other. It's like Adam and Eve, Gemini energy, very reflective energy. It's just like relationships bring out the parts of you that you never wanted to admit were there, but that's where the growth is.
Yeah.
Like that's the fastest shadow work you'll do, because it's like it's obvious what you have to do now.
And
again, it's interesting. That's good.
But justice is good.
It is good. It is,
love. It's not.
It
it's
is.
not bad.
It's balanced.
Justice just means that if I lied about anything, it'll come out and vice versa.
No, yeah, you're good.
But
it's really good. It's like balance.
I think sometimes it's good to not run away when someone's holding a mirror to you when you're dating someone, and you get to see all the parts of yourself that you don't like. That is dating. And it's just up to you of what you're going to do with it. Are you going to blame the other person for making you feel a certain way, or are you going to try to figure out why it makes you feel a certain way and how to move forward? But I think in the end of the day, it just depends. Are you ready? It depends on if you keep waking up every single day and you ask yourself, am I happy with where this is going? Am I happy with myself? And if one day you wake up and you say, is this working for me? And you realize, you know what? It's not working for me to repeat my old patterns. It's not working for me to only attract these type of people. It's not working for me how it makes me feel about myself. Then you can stop and you can do the work. Like the shadow work, which I talk about in my solo episodes, so go listen to it. Okay, so let's close the episode with the whisper method.
Tea.
What is the whisper method? It's amazing.
It's so good. So here's the thing. The whisper method might just be the most successful viral manifestation method in TikTok history. And it's viral for a reason, because it works. It really does. And I can speak on like my own experience. Like I've used it to manifest insane scholarships. I've used it to manifest exes. I've used it to manifest incredible opportunities like overnight. It's hard for me to say like what exactly about the whisper method makes it so successful. And I think it's like a combination of the fact that you really are forced to like visualize the end state, like feel the feeling of like, okay, it's done. And also just like knowing it works for so many people, like just makes you feel like more certain in the fact that it's going to work for you. To know it works and know that it'll work for you with certainty. But to do the whisper method, you're going to close your eyes and you can envision any person, right? This could be your boss, your teacher, your ex lover, whoever the fuck you need to like change their mindset about something, or you want them to do something for you, right? And what you're going to envision is you're going to envision yourself like where they would be, where that person would be right now. Just get an image of that in your head as you close your eyes. And you're going to envision yourself walking up to that person as almost like a ghost-like spirit. And you're going to envision yourself whispering in their ear 3 times what it is you want them to do for you. And then you are going to kiss their forehead and envision yourself walking away. And as you're walking away in this visual, you're going to imagine them doing the thing or starting the act of doing the thing that you want them to do for you. And you're going to walk away and you can open your eyes. And now you know with certainty that this is going to happen. And when it does, DM me and let me know. And make sure you're maintaining that mindset and that energy for the rest of the day. Just like, it's done. It's done.
It works. It works for me. Someone wasn't speaking to me, and for 3 days I did that, and then they finally spoke to me.
Period.
Okay, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was playful enough for you. I don't love always having only serious episodes. I really enjoyed it. I feel like my energy is so playful, childlike right now. Don't forget to follow. Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Hot High Priestess, Instagram at Hot High Priestess, YouTube, Hot High Priestess. You can grab my manifesting workshop at the link in my TikTok bio or Instagram bio. It's really good. I also have a free Lucky Girl lock screen with some affirmations that people love. So you can get that as well.
Okay, perfect. And I will leave all of that in the description of this episode, so you can find her there. Go follow her, DM her if you want her to give you a reading, pay her obviously, and so on. But yeah, follow her everywhere. She's great, and she's a little Russian Jew like me.
Yep.
So we're the best. Okay, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful manifesting day, and I hope all your dreams come true. I love you, besties. Bye.